Dr. Russell Norman.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This question was originally to the Prime Minister, and I seek leave of the House to have it transferred back to the Prime Minister.
Well, he can seek leave of the House to do anything. It's very easily resolved. Leave is sought to transfer it. Is there any objection? There is.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order. 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 This is a point of order, and it will be heard in silence.
Mr. Speaker, it concerns the problem of how we are to ask questions of the Prime Minister, because if we ask a generic question, as Mr. Shearer is at number 2 today, then you've ruled that because it's a generic primary, we can't expect specific answers. But when we ask specific questions of the Prime Minister, he transfers them to other ministers. How are we to hold the Prime Minister accountable on specific issues if he won't answer specific questions?
Can I ask the member to refer to Speaker's rulings, particularly 1511 and 2 and others, that clearly say it is the prerogative of the government to determine who answers the oral question. Now, does the member wish to continue? Is this a point of order?
Mr. Speaker, a simple
point
question.
of order.
My simple question,
Winston Peters.
My simple question, seeking clarification, is this: how on earth are we going to find out whether the Prime Minister? Are we going to find out whether the Prime Minister agrees with Mr. English, when in fact the Minister of Energy and Resources is going to answer? The whole thing's impossible at this point in time.
As I have just alerted to the Dr. Russell Norman, it is the government's prerogative, and it's been long established for many years, to determine whom they see fit to answer the questions. There is the ability for the Speaker to decline a transfer in the event that I perceive that transfer to be something that would avoid the question being answered satisfactorily. I've had a look at this. I am quite determined that the government has correctly transferred this question, and if the member wishes to continue to answer it, he will do so now. Point of order, Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr. Speaker, there appears therefore to be an error in the wording of the question. The question was to the Prime Minister and asked whether he agreed. You're absolutely right. It can be transferred, and there's a lot of precedent for that. But what has happened in the past, in the recent past, under your rulings and under the rulings of the Speaker before, has been that there's been an opportunity to reword the question. And the question would then have been reworded if that proper negotiation had occurred. Is he aware if the Prime Minister agrees? Because, sir, the Right Honourable Winston Peters is absolutely right. The question is not about the state of mind of Mr. Bridges, but of the Prime Minister.
Order. And again, I refer the member to Standing Orders 1525, that there will be necessary textual changes to a question once it has been transferred. This question has been transferred, and if the member wants to ask the question, he will proceed to do so now. Point of order, the Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Will you therefore confirm, sir, that the Honourable Bill English... Sorry. Mr. Speaker, sorry, I apologise, sir. There appears to have been yet another change which has occurred here.
Okay.
As opposed
we're going to move now to question number 1. Dr. Russell Norman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is